One.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's show. On tonight's show we ask, is Mama Fox responsible for that lockdown haircut? Will the stream fall over as Chris has got the buttons? And how many unpronounceable names does Colin have? All this and what's in store, all this and a what's in store. And now over to Fox.
Hello, that was really loud in my ear and I'm deaf now.
What?
What?
Hey?
Hello everyone, it's Monday. Why am
Yeah.
I doing Ted's bit? What?
Yeah, I was going to go over to Fox for the... I've done the introduction.
Oh, am I doing the traffic news from the traffic
Yeah,
helicopter?
Yeah, well, I've
Okay,
got
the M56 is looking quite blocked from here, but of course.
I think it was better the first time round before I went
It was
live.
better the first time round, Ted, but we kind of wasn't live, mate.
Yeah, Modelmaking Mayhem says, nailed it, Ted. You didn't see him 20 seconds ago when he did it before we went live, thinking we were live for some reason. So,
Somebody give me the false countdown, and I thought that was it.
We didn't know we were going to do that, so we're sat here quietly with like about a minute to go, and this music starts blaring into our earpieces, and we're like, turn that off, what? And Ted starts doing his spiel, and we're like, we're not live yet. Yeah, I went, oh dear. He may have said a word, but I won't tell you what that word was.
Yes, good evening and welcome to the eModels live stream. Yes, it's us, it's Monday night, a chaotic start again as usual.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
They expect nothing less of us, Tedwood.
Yeah, but yes, we're a little bit back to normal this week. Lockdown sort of easing a little bit. People are going back to work. I've been back to work. I've had too much of that. But welcome to you all. And tonight, as I mentioned, yes, we will have a What's in Store, a return to the What's in Store. So all them shiny things that you can click on and buy, and you think, yeah, I didn't know they had that. I love that. Yeah, so get ready for slap it in your basket.
Yeah, and it's not yours.
And if it's not yours, till you check it out.
Moist. With an H.
Yeah, and now we will go over to Fox for the terms and conditions.
Hello, yes, welcome everyone. It's as always, this is your show. If you're watching this, it's all about the live chat. It doesn't really matter what we get up to in the telly box here with your eyes. Just have us on in the background like a radio show. There's nothing really worth looking at. Just listen to us, it's much better. But this is your show. We depend on you in the chat, in the live chat, to give us things to talk about. It's all about us interacting with you. It's supposed to be a model making show, but it's not. It's just a hanging out with our friends in chat show, really. Anyway, yes, if you want to join in, you need to be in the live chat. So if you're watching this on YouTube, the chat is... Have we got the chat up tonight, Chris, or is it...
No, I don't have the chat.
Okay.
It doesn't work for me.
Yeah, we can't be bothered doing that anymore. So there's just a chat in there.
Is it over that side or that side? That side.
Well, it isn't there at all.
No,
So
I mean
it's neither side.
on YouTube, is it over there or is it over there?
I
It
think
depends where YouTube put it. It might be underneath you.
Could be.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
Yeah, it depends what platform you're watching it on. Because if you're on the phone, it comes up overlaid the screen, doesn't it?
It's true. So somewhere around here, somewhere it could be down there. Or anywhere is the chat. So join in the live chat. If you're watching this on a mobile device, it might be underneath the video. So scroll down, or make sure you're watching the desktop version of YouTube, not the YouTube app, because then you might not get the chat. If you're watching this embedded on the eModels website or anywhere else, then you want to click on the YouTube icon that's down in the bottom right-hand corner down there on the play bar. That will take you to the YouTube page where you can join in the live chat. And you want to because it's awesome and we'll have some good fun tonight. And we join in with the guys in chat. And also, as always, we're always doing these as Ask Me Anything shows. So throughout the course of the chat, ask us anything you want. No religion and politics. If you want to get our attention, though, we're all old. Our eyesight's terrible. And we've all got iPads about 10 feet away. So put your questions in big fat capital letters so we have a chance to see them. Or if you want to, you can do a super chat, which is the dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. That puts it in a coloured box, and then we can't miss your comment at all.
Don't forget bold.
Yes, and maybe a giveaway tonight as well. So stay tuned.
Yes.
We might do it at the very end. We might do it in 5 minutes. So don't leave the show halfway through because you might miss out on the giveaway.
Yeah, that's it. That's yes. The good. Yeah, everybody. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, we're polished. Yes, as usual. Yeah, so, yeah. There's lots happening tonight, and it's up to you guys to keep it going. So yeah, we'll talk about anything. Don't forget Billy and Bench as usual. It's an eModels. eModels copyright that, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You saw it here first.
Ted, we forgot. They need to put their comments in capitals or
Bold.
There we go. Bold. I forgot that bit.
Yeah, Phil Lewis says bold and moist.
Bold and
I
moist.
don't think you can put them in moist. I don't think that worked.
Yes.
The only reason I do that is because these guys are wearing earpieces and they get it right in their ear.
Yeah, all the ears. But I'm deaf. I found out this morning that I'm even more deaf than I was 3 months ago because when the alarm went off this morning, I couldn't hear it. Yeah, 10 weeks ago, I could hear it. But no, so I'm deaf. So yeah, if I look at you blankly, it's because I can't hear what you're saying.
No, you look at us blankly anyway, Ted.
Yeah, well, that's just you lot.
How would we know?
I wait till YouTube puts it up on the screen so I can hear what you say. I can understand what you're saying.
What you're saying is you need live stream subtitles.
Yes, yeah, that's right. So, have you ever watched the live stream with its subtitle? I think YouTube just makes it up.
Yeah, especially if you're like me and you talk fast, YouTube's like, I can't cope with this, and just some of the stuff it comes out with when I look at my own subtitles.
Random incoherent mumblings. Yeah.
Yes.
Bill Hubbard is here. He says, "You guys owe me money. I watched one video during quarantine, and now I'm $600 in setting up for my first model in 30 years. Thanks a lot."
Yay!
Yeah, we apologise.
Yeah,
Good girl.
Yeah, we've got one.
It's
we
the
have.
right answer.
Yeah, our work here is done.
Who was that masked man? Rides off into the sunset. You're more than welcome. We like helping everybody spend their money.
Yes. Yeah. Not that this show is about spending money. Yes, it's sponsored by eModels, and that's what eModels do. They sell your models, but we're not a sell. We're here for chat, and fun. So that's what it's all about.
I'm sure there's a song in there, but it's probably copyright.
Yes.
Keep in mind, of course, we're not actually employed by eModels. I'm sponsored myself personally, but these guys aren't. But we're not actually employed by eModels. We just do this because we like the guys and we do it as a favour.
Yeah, but yeah, we just give you advice and guidance. That's what
we give you advice.
Yeah. Yes. What? Right, where we at? I better get the chat up and so I can see what's going on.
Porno Man's put a little super chat through. He said £2.1. He says Ted mode engaged. Bold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's very nice.
Very kind of you.
Yeah.
And of course, folks, this is an eModels stream on eModels channel. So if you are in the chat, join the chat. If you're not, keep it family friendly. And please don't discuss other retailers in the chat, obviously, because it's an eModels stream. There are mods in chat. Dad Scaling Models is one of them. People with the names in blue, they are the mods, and they'll look after you. If you have any problems, obviously, just give them a shout. But they'll look after you, but don't cross them, otherwise they'll launch you into the sun.
Mm-hmm. Russell Williamson said his Canberra kit arrived that he won last week. arrived on Thursday, which was also his birthday. So happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, whoever it was.
Happy birthday
Yep.
to you.
Happy
And
birthday!
many more.
Yep.
Quano Man's put a £2 super chat in by saying Tep Mode is engaged.
He did that a little bit earlier when
did
Fox
that
read it
Yeah,
out.
we've done that once. Yeah.
I'll pay it. I'll pay it.
I think Colin must be watching on the 22nd lag.
Yeah, I think that might be it. Fish Fingers is here saying, "Hi guys, I'm here now. You can go ahead and start. Thank you very much. We were waiting for you, so now we can
Do we
start.
need to go backwards then and start again?
Isn't it?
Retro Rabbit Studios starts off with Billy and the Bench. Billy crisps, Harvest Cheddar. Harvest Cheddar crisps. That's all right. Bench, a full armor ZZ Gundam. Is that something like ZZ Top? Have they all got beards or something?
Yeah, they've all got beards except for the one called Beard. Yeah.
Double Zeta Gundam version Khan version Kotoki.
Ah, right.
It's a Gundam, Ted. You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't.
But keep reading, Ted. I'm waiting for this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a car working on my YT Amaskian Krieger series, a Maschinen.
Yep.
Maschinen Krieger series, where I build and paint all 21 original Nitto kits. Yeah.
Ted's like, I don't know what that is.
yeah, I knew all of that.
I know what Machine and Krieger is.
Machine.
Michael Storman's put a £5 in. You haven't done that, have you?
Ooh, thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah, we haven't got. Yeah, Colin, we haven't got there yet. We're working our way down to
Cheers,
it.
mate.
You did forget a comment though, Michael. So put your next comment in big capitals. We'll read it out as if it's in a colour box. That doesn't really work, does it? I don't know why I'm looking at the microphone when I was saying that as well. I'm looking at the microphone, not at the camera. I'm doing.
Yeah, you got to learn where to look, Fox. You're terrible at looking at the wrong places. I do notice that there is some chatting comment about Colin's birthday, because Colin's birthday's soon, isn't it? Or just happened, or just happening? Or...
2 days' time, mate.
You kept that one quiet.
Yeah.
I know, I always do, mate.
God damn it!
It's not
Well,
about.
if you'd have mentioned it sooner, you could have had the night off. But
No, it's not
it-
about
it-
me.
It's too late now. You can't have the night
You
off.
can have Wednesday off, Colin.
Yeah,
Right?
it's only a birthday, 53. Who cares?
Do you know if I'd known, up until yesterday, I had a room full of strippers. God, now
That's
it's
all right,
too late
mate.
now.
My wife comes home, she's bringing her pole home for Wednesday night.
Oh dear, family friendly.
Yeah. Fox had all them strippers and know where to send them. So get yourself off now.
In other news, Ted's got a very, very crowded loft now.
Yeah, they're all squeezed in the corner over there.
Yeah,
Oh,
It's all gone downhill already, hasn't it?
absolutely. We've been
Yeah,
on
yeah.
how many?
Sprue and glue says belly and nice. Hey, first of all, he says Star Bar. I've not seen a Star Bar since 1984 or 5.
Oh, what?
Star Bar. It was a precursor to the bar I can't remember the name of, the other sweet I can't remember the name of, so that's a pointless comment. It's a chocolate. It's Star Bar and coffee and bench. Star Bar and coffee and bench and nothing more.
yeah, I seem
It's a
to
bit
call
like if I remember rightly, it's a bit like a Boost, but old school Boost.
I seem to call it in, but I can't.
Was it nougat? Is that the word?
Yeah,
Nugget.
I was like 12, so
Even something like that, wasn't it?
something like that.
It was chewy.
With an H.
Chewy with a.
Yeah, always with an H. Wayne's here saying belly poached eggs on toast. Finishing is HG Strike Noir Gundam.
Yay, more Gundams. It's very civilized. Poached eggs on toast. How very civilized.
Does poached eggs just mean you have to steal them before you cook them?
Yeah, stolen eggs.
Yeah, it's just boiled eggs without the shell, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, Ian Thompson saying this isn't going to get demonetised in any way, shape, or form. There's still time.
Model Making Trucker says happy birthday, Colin. I'll send that round to cook for you.
No, you're all right, mate.
And Model Making Mayhem says Star Ball. Wow. And Brian Windmill, welcome Brian, says happy birthday for Wednesday, Colin.
Oh, bless
Now,
you.
most important question, Colin, is of course what you get me for your birthday.
What am I getting you?
Yeah.
I would say a hug, but I'm not a hugger, mate.
Yeah,
Also,
well,
there's like 200 miles.
you can send cakes.
Tell you what, mate, for my birthday, I'll give you a special fault handles for Foxx.
There you go. It's all I ever wanted.
Yeah, and you could replay that as many times as you want.
Yeah. Full end.
You can. I've got a button for it as well, won't it? I'll push a button.
Fork handles.
I won't just have to wait because you don't know when it finishes.
No.
It will finish at some point. If I just leave it, then you don't know if it's finished because it might have finished, it might not have finished. You won't know.
They probably
Yeah, it finished ages ago.
I haven't got a clue where we're up to in the.
I was down the bottom of it. I've given up.
She says for her friends, well, I hope you enjoy your barbecue, sweetheart.
Yep. Paul Lyon says, "Happy birthday, Colin, for Wednesday. All the best people are born in July."
Yeah, Fish Fingers has got the question of the week. Colin, are you going to blow out the fork handles on the birthday cake?
It's a lot of candles to blow out. Are you up to it?
Yeah.
It depends, mate, on whether I've had the curries.
Carl says, and I nearly read his name as Carl Belly. Carl says, belly, roast beef salad, bench, Tacom Yagged Panther G1 with full interior. What scale is that? Is that the 135th? Or is it big? Is it? I think it's 135th.
Yeah, it's 135th. The
I mean, Yagged Panther's a big tank, so that's going to be nice, that.
Yeah, full interior. Yeah, the full interior, then you put the top on and nobody sees it ever again.
Yeah,
Michael Storman's comment that he forgot to put in the big colour box was happy birthday for Wednesday.
Yay.
Yeah, I was just about to say happy birthday to him then. Happy birthday, mate.
Athel's here with chicken nuggets and sweet potato wedges, and my favourite, sweet tiramisu. I do like a bit of tiramisu.
Oh, do you know what? I only recently discovered sweet potato chips, and they're actually awful.
All right.
They don't really work.
No, they're all right,
they're
but they're not
nice
the same as potatoes.
I mean, sweet potatoes nice. I'll tell you what, though, if you ever want a nice snack, get yourself a couple of massive sweet potatoes and just roast them like a normal potato in the oven. Oh, they're like a normal roast potato. You like have a baked potato. Sorry, bake it in the oven. It's like a baked potato, but a billion times better. Really nice, really crispy skin. The skin's thicker. Oh, it's nice. I'm really hungry now. Oh. I haven't got any sweet potatoes. Modelmaking Mayhem says, Festa 67's workshop. Happy birthday, you crazy, loony, crazy person.
Absolutely. Pigeons, because they coo.
Yeah, Lee Eagles says, happy birthday, you slag.
Zadster says 54 candles is next year.
Yeah, it's 50 fork handles.
Hang on, that means, how old am I this year? You're 3-4 years older than me, I think. Festa. 5 years. I don't do maths.
No, I gave up when I turned 50.
I gave up maths at school. Ray Aquilina from Malta. Hey, Ray, says, happy birthday to you, my friend Colin.
Yeah. Hello, Ray. Hope you're staying safe out there, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, above that, Matt Bradford on about belly and bench, a Basque chicken. I'm thinking, is that a chicken
in lingerie?
Yeah, French chicken or something.
That's one of the girls in the corner of the loft, Ted.
Yeah,
where the chicken legs do the can across your plate.
Yeah. Bench needs tidied, but if you're having a Basque chicken.
Phil Lewis says belly sausages with roasters, fine beans. What as opposed to what rubbish beans? Fine beans and buttery roasted courgettes. Bench, I'm tinkering with making silicone molds of scratch built parts. Steep learning curves. Have you been watching the craftsman make silicone molds?
Craftsman, I love that.
Hello.
Osric says belly, fish and chips. Good staple, yeah, it's fine. Bench, depends what's in store. There is a what's in store, so yes, you'll be enjoying that. So yeah.
Yes, yeah, you could be watching what's in store tonight, and next week it could be on the bench.
Oh yeah, that is true. Let me just tease the audience as well that with the what's in store tonight, there is a returning favourite. I'm actually surprised they've got back in stock. Crazy fools, but yes, there is a returning favourite.
And remember, for anybody that's new here, item number 3 is always the one that everybody has to buy.
Yes, item number 3 is a required purchase for everybody watching.
Yeah, it's a tradition at eModels live stream that you buy item number 3.
I can't remember who that was that started that, but it just kind of took off, didn't it? Yeah. There was someone who just every time we did one, he was like, "I've got to buy item number 3." So one day we put like the 500 quid Dora kit. Then he's like, "Oh, don't do that." Let's have a look.
Tim Young's in the belly is sausage and sweet potato mash. Bench playing with some master box 35th scale figures to make a 3D Mad Max styled film poster.
Ooh, those Masterbox figures. How is? Here's a question for him. Then, how are you finding those Masterbox figures? Because I've heard good things about them. They do a lot of like contemporary military stuff as well, and kind of random, strange subjects. I know they do a lot of things like mercenary type modern military with a small child and things like that. So,
I do know that Tamiya do them. Tamiya include the Masterbox figures in some of the kits. I had it on the desert rat type diorama. They were Masterbox figures. They were superb, nice mouldings, nice and crisp. Unlike the standard Tamiya type rounded soft mouldings, these are really nice and crisp, nice models to do.
Yeah, Speedy curated panicking and thought I'd said maths without an S. I didn't. You just didn't hear the S.
No, the proper word is math. Yeah, your school lesson is maths.
Or I used to get told off if I didn't say it was mathematics.
Mathematics.
Yeah, you're allowed to shorten it, but shorten it correctly. Paul Lyons says, Belly, spicy meat feast pizza. Bench is the 132nd Mosquito, the 172nd Victor, and the 172nd Messerschmitt BF-109 all being painted all at once. That's
I was gonna say I hope it's not all in parts, because you could soon mix all them parts up. Wherever you end up with.
That'd be one out of the kit bash, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I've lost the place in the chat now. Have we done Emma Jane Young yet? Belly.
Happy birthday, Colin.
Belly sausages. This is Emma Jane Young. Says belly sausages, sweet potatoes and mash. Sorry, sweet potatoes mash and broccoli. Nobody's doing sweet potatoes tonight. I pretended to eat the broccoli. Broccoli's dead nice. You should eat broccoli. It's like little baby trees.
Yeah,
it's like miniature trees. Make a little tree house in.
And a bouncy you missed Anders. Anders has got belly pasta with beef, bacon, truffles, and cream for lunch.
Ooh.
Now, Anders doesn't normally eat on a Monday, so I'm a bit confused. He says I had a sandwich a little while ago as well, and some coffee. And on the bench, obviously, is a Panzer IV. He's come to the turret interior.
Oh, that's nice. You can do some really nice paintwork on the turret interior with all the breech block and things like that. Some nice work to be done on that.
On that note, finishing Emma Jane Young's entry. Thank you. And a bounty bar.
Bounty.
Healthy meal, yeah. And also bench Toon Somua S35 in French colours and a Toon B17G.
Bounty, the taste of paradise.
But no, that was a...
They came in search of paradise and found it.
He was a cop. Wait, I thought wasn't that Turkish Delight that was the taste of paradise?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember now. No, it was, yeah. Bounty was the taste of paradise.
And then you had all because the lady loves milk tray.
All because the lady loves players special. 20 JPS.
Dave Cardboard says, how have you all managed to get a spot on your lenses in exactly the same place? I tried to clean it off my screen about 4 times before I realised it wasn't me. Yeah, I noticed that a little while ago. I don't know. Somehow it seems to have crept into the streaming software, so I shall investigate that later on.
Oh, I don't know.
And try and get rid of it. I thought it was on TED, but then I tried to grab it off the screen and it wasn't there, and then I moved the window and it moved with it.
Cleaning my glasses, thinking it was on them, and it...
No, I can't see it. Where is it?
No, you won't see it on the thing. It's only on the broadcast thing. But,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's right in the middle of your head when you sit like that.
I'll just give it a little clean.
Could it be
if you move to your right a bit, it will be less.
Could it be like a dead pixel?
That's better. Yeah, they're just not there.
That'd be rubbish if it was a dead pixel. That'd be a bit nasty. Tim Young says Masterbox figures, they are very similar to mini art, go together pretty well, but sometimes with small gaps. Some of their scenarios are very weird, but give some handy poses for dioramas.
Anders explains it's summertime, so Diet Monday is on hold.
Right, there we go.
Chris, it might be a mark on the overlay.
Yes, that's what I think it is. It seems to be. Yeah.
Speedy Q8 saying Turkish Delight was full of Eastern promise.
That's it. That's the one. And we won't talk about Flake.
Yeah, family show.
Emma Jane Young says she wants a star bar now. Star bar, like and subscribe.
Yeah, apologies for everybody that's been rubbing their screen trying to get rid of it. It isn't on your screen.
What you don't realise is Chris is doing the overlays the old way, where they get a bit of polythene and puts it over the screen.
Yeah, it's in front of the camera.
It's like a Vectrex where you just got the coloured gel over the top of the things.
took him ages to put that little eModels logo in, didn't it? He was there with his felt tip pens.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how I do it because I don't know it.
Yeah, Ted would be filming this on like 16 mil.
If you ever see my stream and it's got a fantastic flashy logos and things all over it, you know I've been spending weeks drawing
Yeah,
that.
with the sheets of clear acetate and a pair of nail scissors.
Yeah, Ted does these amazing sequences, and I'm like, you could just go to the place I get all my motion graphics from for like free. Take you 2 seconds. Phil Lewis says, I now have one very clean spot on my monitor.
Yeah, all the pixels are missing on his screen now where he rubbed them all off.
You don't you be rubbing your pixels in public.
Yeah.
Filthy little devil. Model officer says belly was fish and pasta, and bench is the quick diorama. We need to know what kind of fish, what kind of pasta.
Yeah.
We don't care about the diorama.
Yeah, we don't care about the diorama. When Ted makes a mistake typing things, he uses Tipex on the screen, says Paul Lyons. Tipex is far too modern. You have to rewind the typewriter ribbon back.
Skylar found some Tipex in the drawer the other day. What's this?
Yeah.
Do you know, when I was much younger, I used to have a typewriter that actually had an erased, that you type on it like normal, but then you could also erase because it had an erase ribbon as well.
Yeah.
I used to love that type. I used to write stories and everything. It was great.
Yeah, kids don't know what they're missing.
Yeah. Back in the day, eh?
Give a kid now a rotary phone, they'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, number was the one right at the very end, wasn't it? It's like,
Model officer says bassa. I assume that's a kind of fish. And penne pasta.
Where are we up to?
The bottom.
And as he's saying, Ted, you should tell Skylar it's nail polish.
Yeah, that's
it's not very good nail polish.
Yeah, with Tipex, you could only use it about twice, then it all dried up. Yeah.
Model Making Mayhem says belly baked potatoes with vegetable chili, bench nout. Sounds good.
All right.
Have any of us got anything on the bench? I still haven't got back to doing the car yet. I keep meaning to, and then I get distracted by other things. Has anyone else been doing stuff?
Well, do you know me, the guy that doesn't usually do a lot, one model every 3 years or something like that. I've now got the Titanic, what else? The Universal Carrier. I've got a Baneblade. I've got a digger.
It's all going off, isn't it, Ted?
Yeah, all on the go at the same time. All this lot over here, I don't know if you can see it. All this lot's Titanic. That lot there's digger. Down here under the bench, we've got Baneblade.
Why did you start the Titanic before you finished the digger, you spoon? Are you regretting that decision?
Yeah, the Titanic. I think it's pretty easy to do. It's just a pain in the backside to get it filmed. Just getting it sort of. I've got to clear everything off the bench and then put it on, film it, and then do a bit more. Yeah, but we'll get
of course, the Titanic is your eModels build for your eModels video, for your eModels channel, and of course, because you're doing that, the most important one there is, of course, the Baneblade.
Yep, Baneblade, because Baneblade.
And the digger that you're doing for eModels as well, but haven't finished yet.
Yeah, it's all on the go. And then if get a phone call, Ted, can you come back to work?
Yeah.
All right.
Dave Cardboard says, from the sitcom Flatmates, the guy's coming along with a camera. What's that? Well, it's like a phone, but it only takes pictures. That's kind of a riff on the old airplane jokes. We're over the hospital. What's that? It's like a building full of sick people, but that's not important right now.
They go cigarette, and they go, yes, I know.
Oh God, those films are so good. The first airplane.
Yeah. Drink problem, wouldn't it?
Drinking. Oh yeah.
What a fine time I picked to give up sniffing glue.
Oh yeah. Like the first
Anders is asking if I've mentioned who's in tonight, and Eric says I think he's trying to hope nobody notices. No, we decided we weren't going to do that.
However, what we have forgot to do, you know what we forgot to do? We
didn't forget. We're waiting to see if he noticed.
Yeah, we forgot to go across to Colin for Festus Factoid.
Oh yeah, Mama Foxx hasn't shouted at me up the stairs yet.
Mama Foxx is currently downstairs speed dusting, going, I'm going to kill him if he doesn't do his fact.
It's either that or she's asleep.
Yeah.
She's fallen asleep. Because I should have been shouting at by now.
Yeah. Mum, factoid time.
Right, wake up, Mama Fox.
Yeah, on this very day in 1995, spaceship Galileo released its probe towards Jupiter.
Yes, that's personal.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
We'll get away with that nowadays. There'd be an HR violation there, I think.
Yeah, it was the first Earth emissary ever to penetrate the atmosphere of any of the outer gas giants.
I can hear Mama Fox laughing, so she's happy.
Yeah, there's lots of
You wait till I get to the deaths, mate. She's going to pop a rib.
there's lots of finales going on tonight, isn't there?
The scientific objectives included measurement of the temperature and pressure structure of Jupiter's atmosphere and the chemical composition of Jupiter.
I missed the trick, of course, because the word used was probe.
I know, see, but I can't say it as good as you, see.
Try.
Because it hasn't got an H in it.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we're coming up to the death now, and there's H in this apparently.
Apparently somewhere.
On this very day, in 1937, at the age of 89, Henry Edward Armstrong with an H dropped dead.
Armstrong.
Henry, was that?
Henry, yeah, with an H. Edward with an E. Just in case people thought it's Edward with an H.
I thought you meant Armstrong. Armstrong with an H. Armstrong.
You ninny, what you like? And apparently he was an English organic chemist whose major research in substitution reactions of naphthalene was important to the synthetic dye industry. In early work, he developed a method even for sanitary surveys of water supplies by determining the organic impurities, in other words, sewage.
Have you just invented a new element on the periodic table?
Another one, I've got another death here. Oh, God, laugh, I nearly cried. On this very day, at the age of only 57, in 1934, a bloke called Robert Fritz Graebner, who was a German ethnologist, who advanced the theory of, oh my God, Carl, this is German. Well, I suppose it was.
You set the table there, just ready.
Closing the fact he's a German, Carl.
German.
That bloke who advanced the theory of the culturocracy.
No?
Do you want me to spell it?
No.
I just want you to say it.
K-R-E-I-S-E. Yeah, that bloke. That one. Culture complex, which postulated diffusions of primitive culture spheres derived from a single archaic type.
With an H.
All I could see was Ted just looking at me going.
Yeah, the link to this death will be included below in video at the end of the show.
I was going to do the one below it, but I can't say what he was.
So you pick the other one that you can't say, yeah?
Yes.
I like the way you have complete control over which ones you read out, but you don't pre-read them. You just go that one.
No, I just looked at the names and thought, yeah, I can say that.
You're like, oh dear Lord, what have I chosen?
Yeah, and then you start reading it, and you're like, oh.
I've cornered myself again.
I had to look just in case you had been on Wikipedia and typed in a load of bump.
We couldn't. There's no way we could listen to that and have anything to type into Google. Let me look up. Hey Google, what's
I mean, this bloke, I think that, what's that? Paleobotanist. There you go.
Paleobotanist.
Okay, well, after that, we have a question from Peter Rogers. He says, I pre-mixed Tamiya paints with their X22. After giving the airbrush a quick clean out, I used Mr. Colour Thinner, then tipped it back into the Tamiya pot. Will it have any adverse reactions? I don't
think so.
I doubt it. I mean, you can mix brands of stuff, but...
Does he mean he cleaned out the airbrush and tipped it with the thinner, and then tipped the thinner back into the into the thinner pot?
I think he tipped the thinner into the gloss red, the Tamiya paint.
No, they're both. I think you can. Well, Mr. Colour thinners are either lacquer or alcohol, and you can use both of them in Tamiya paints anyway. So it will be fine, but you'll have thinned your paint even more.
Yeah, you might have changed the colour a little bit if you didn't clean your airbrush properly.
Yeah, but no, it won't do any harm. You just might have. There's always the potential that you might have over thinned your paint a little bit. So just be wary next time you spray, especially if it's a gloss colour, that it might be a little bit too thin. Normally, when I clean my brush out, I just pour anything away. I don't keep anything that I've brushed out with.
That's why I'm always stuck when I've done some airbrushing. I always find that I've got half a pot left on top of the airbrush, so I'm just looking for things to paint.
Yeah.
We're going to finish this off because you won't go back in the pot.
Yeah, everything gets quick coat, and it's like, I'll give that a quick coat.
I mean, Ted's as stingy as they get, but even he doesn't keep old thinners that he's clean the airbrush out with.
Oh yeah, Ted.
Not unless he's run out of gin.
It works pretty well if you put it through coffee filters. It filters out so you can drink it a bit cleaner.
Yeah. eModels warning, of course. Please do not drink any airbrush thinners.
Nah.
Just gin.
Just gin. It's Ted's new clothing brand. Just gin. He's pairing up with Superdry. See what I did there. Neb goes in. Neb Model Making. Welcome, dude. Welcome.
Good evening.
Hello, Gates.
What are these?
Dear sir, what can I thin my airbrush with? Gin.
Gin. Technically.
In theory.
Sprue and Glue says, what? A model question on here. Whatever next.
Yeah, I know.
Russell Williamson says, isn't X22 clear gloss? Yeah, that's what I thought actually. So you can add it to paints though to make matte paints gloss or to increase the gloss in a matte.
Anders says it's Tamiya thinner.
I thought that was X20.
No, X20 and X28. X20 is the enamel thinner and X20A is the acrylic thinner.
Yeah.
X22 is, I think it is.
X28 enamel thinners.
Yeah, X22 I think is the clear gloss. So he's adding it to the paint to give it to boost the gloss basically. Model Maker Mayhem says Ginstagram for all the gincidents.
Good one. Yeah, that's good. People come back, netball.
Now remember, folks, we absolutely depend on you to give us stuff to talk about. So do always treat our streams as Ask Me Anythings. If you know Reddit, you know AMAs. Ask us any question you want. It doesn't have to be about model making. In fact, if it's not about model making, it's funnier. Just steer away from the politics and religion. But for the love of dog, give us stuff to talk about.
Jimmy, that's it. But in the meantime, another model making question has come in. That's two in one evening. Do you realise what sort of show this really is?
That's the quota done. Then we don't have to answer anymore.
What's the best colour to paint a 148 Crusader in desert camouflage? I've got a
painted desert.
Yeah, I've got loads of paint for that. Where was it? It's gone. I can't find it now. Make do that's US modern vehicles, but make do a paint colour for it. I can't find the one.
Is it like called Crusader Desert Tan or something?
Yeah, there's AK Real Colours as well. British Army Africa. That's one. That's a set I've used. There's the full set in there. British Army Africa, late 42 to 43. British Desert Pink, olive green, black, and light stone. So there you have a look at the AK Real Colours. Really nice paints to use them as well.
Yeah, you said before about them. You enjoyed using them, didn't you?
Yeah,
I would always hesitate to suggest the MIG paints, not because they're bad. They are really, really good, but just because they're not for inexperienced airbrushes, because you have to do them a very certain way. If you're familiar with your airbrush, you know what you're doing, then the ammo by MIG colours are brilliant. But if you're a newbie or you're inexperienced, you probably don't want to try using those just yet, because they're not like any other paint when you apply them. So yeah, go for the AK colours.
Nevbo's asking, could that Titanic box be any bigger, mate?
Yeah, it's a big box in it, and that's just a lid. Yeah, I just put it there because I haven't got anywhere else to put it because of all these other models I've got. I've been doing...
Mayhem does have a question. He says, AMA, Foxx, have you been scalped? Now, I'm curious that nobody's mentioned what's Foxx wearing on his head yet.
I cut my hair about 4 weeks ago. I just trim it. I give it a number 2 all over, beard and everything, every few weeks. Because why would you ponce about it? We just get some cutters, bzzz, done. There you go.
I just stick my head out the window and hope a gust of wind will blow off what little bits left.
Why don't you just stick your head out the window but draw like a dog's muzzle on the front, like a nose? On the... I think we're in the middle of saying what we're doing, by the way, on the bench and stuff.
We were.
We were, and then we never did.
Yeah. We kind of lost our train of thought, didn't
we? Well, Ted answered and took ages because he was doing so much.
Yeah, I think I answer for everybody.
Yeah.
So
I'm doing the Falcon. I'll quickly just show the cockpit is painted.
I thought that was a diorama when you first showed it.
The cockpit is painted. The interior, I've not done the figures yet, and then I'll be moving on to exterior. I also wanted to show that I received something a couple of days ago, James. I ordered this from eModels, obviously. I got myself some, what are they called? Mr. Nipper, Mr. Hobby, it's Mr. Hobby, Mr. Tools, Mr. Nipper. I love the way they name stuff.
Yeah.
Now I have to report because I've got two sets of nippers. I've got the big chunky Citadel precision fine nippers, which are great for cutting steel cable. They're not that fine. And I've got a pair of God hands that you can't get in the UK. And I wanted a nice pair in the middle between the God hands that are for delicate cutting and the Citadel cutters that are for cutting in Atlantic telephone cables. And I've got these Mr. Nippers, and they are brilliant. The green handle ones, yeah. Have yours got like a little bit of a dribbly oil thing going on the front when you got them?
Yeah.
Cool, because they're quality.
They are really a good nipper. I love them.
I had a play with them earlier on. I tested them out on some big chunky bits of plastic. They're good for cutting big chunks of sprue and for fine parts. So I've now got a nice medium pair of nippers. Nice pairing, but I love it. Mr. Tools, Mr. Hobby, Mr. Nippers.
Yeah, there must be somebody sat in the Mr. factory thinking up all these names.
I know.
Yeah.
Mr. Colour.
Yeah, we've got this new product. What should we call it? Mr.
Do they do a Mr. Spatula?
Mr. Spatula, like and subscribe.
Yeah. Mr.
Mr. Metal buffing paints are called Mr. Colour, Mr. Metal.
Yeah, Zadster says, did they have broken wings?
Broken wings. What?
It's a Mr. joke.
What's Mr.?
However, before that, Model Making Mayhem says, see, Foxx is wearing a Team Bungie baseball cap.
Yes.
When I first saw it, I thought it said Bungle.
I'm quite surprised that nobody's actually blown a stack actually looking at me wearing a baseball cap, which I admit is a baseball cap.
Well, we're used to you wearing baseball caps. You wear them all the time.
Yeah.
I could do a gesture, but I'm restraining myself.
I know the determination is appalling.
Yeah, as I always said, if you did a bank robbery and ran away, people would say it was a man wearing a baseball cap.
Yep.
Because they're heathens. But this is in fact the only baseball cap I own, and I only keep this one because I've had this for 20 years. This has been to Tenerife and France and Gran Canaria, and this is from when I used to be a religious Halo player. And
I mean, you could be like the non-hat wearer who's got a cabinet full of baseball caps, but we won't say who that is, will we, mate?
No, we won't say that one of the four of us here has a cupboard full of baseball caps.
It's not a cupboard.
Give me a name, Pike.
Yeah, we wasn't going to grass Chris up, was we, Foxx?
Yeah, we were.
God bless him.
Is baseball hats caps a thing? Does anybody else?
They're not a thing, and nobody should buy them. And should never
does anybody else have baseball caps for any particular event or something that they've been to in chat?
No one should ever wear baseball caps apart from me with this one. This is the only one you're allowed to wear.
And then the other one.
Carl's put a super chat through. Thank you very much, Carl. He says, good evening. Question. Before using oils, do I need to put down a clear coat? I use acrylics if that makes a difference.
Yeah, if you're using for weathering, I'd put a clear coat down.
Yeah,
because if you're putting them on a matte surface, certainly you're not going to get them off if you make a mistake or something.
It's safer, isn't it?
Yeah, it depends what you want to do. If you want to do if you're doing pin washes, you want a gloss coat so the wash can flow. If you're doing streaking or dot filters, you can do it with or without, but you'll get a different effect. If you do it with a gloss coat, then you put the paint on there and you wipe it around, you smear it around for your streaking, it comes off really easily. Like Ted says, if you do it on a matte surface, like the bare paint or a matte varnish, it'll still come off, but it'll tint it more because it's stuck in the little recesses in the surface. So if you want a really grubby look, you can do a matte coat or just do it over bare paint. It's absolutely fine, but it will tint that surface more. If you don't want it to do that, if you want to do streaks without changing adding a filter to the whole surface, then do a gloss. But if you're doing a filter, for example, then a gloss surface, a matte surface is going to be better for that. I tend to just do it over the bare paint. oil paints won't disturb acrylic paints as long as the acrylic paints are cured. The only reason you want to varnish and protect them is to, if you're going to be doing any heavy like rubbing with cotton buds and stuff, you might want to varnish over the acrylic paints to stop them getting damaged while you're doing your weathering. I kind of answered that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, hope that answers your question, Carl. Thank you very much for the £5.
I would say to find out for yourself, get a piece of something, a piece of plastic card, and paint it a colour, and do one half with just paint and one half with a varnish over it, and gloss, and then we'll do it in thirds, gloss, matte, and just the paint, and try just the same technique on each one and see the difference.
Yeah, and
I also hope that answered your question, because I wasn't really paying attention.
Anders asks, why do we always mention that primer should be sandable to be a good primer? Why do I want to sand a primer? Because when you put a primer on, a primer will often highlight your imperfections, not your imperfections, but imperfections in the kit or a seam line or something like that. So you want to be able to sand it off.
I've now got an image of somebody spraying primer and going, "Oh my god, I'm a terrible father. I'm a hopeless colleague." Yeah, a lot of times if you filled gaps and stuff on a model, or you've done any filling of sink marks, you'll put a coat of primer on. The first coat of primer isn't always just for your paint. The first coat of primer is so you can see what the model looks like on all the bits you've filled in, because you can't see it on shiny plastic. So like Ted says, you'll put the primer on and be like, "Oh dear Lord, I can still see where that seam line was." So you'll sand it back and put more filler on it. Right. And the other thing, of course, is if you've filled a gap in, then you can use that primer layer as a guide coat. So if I've got a gap in some plastic there, and I fill it with something, and there's a slight raised bump, I want to then sand that down to be flat. But if I just sand it without anything on there, I won't know how much I've sanded it. If you put primer over it, then as you sand it down, as soon as you start, at first you'll have primer on either side because you're above the surface. As you go down, as the thing you're sanding goes down, your sanding stick or paper suddenly gets the rest of it, and you start getting the primer around the bit you filled going away, and that's how you know you've got it nice and flat. And you can also know when you've got any. Look up guide coat. It's a good way of knowing that you've sanded something smooth.
You just put a contrast colour down, didn't you, as your guide coat, and then once that disappeared, you knew you had sanded it smooth.
Yeah. So if I put a sandpaper over a flat surface and I've got little splobs of, say, primer there, I know that those are recessed dimples, and I need to keep sanding for them to go away. And once they've all gone away and there's no primer left, and I've got that surface completely smooth. It's like Colin will know. It's what automotive body painters do. We used to. I remember, working on a 49 Oldsmobile and spraying that thing. That was the size of a bus. We had to sand it, get the paint off, prime it, and then go over it again with the sanding to make sure we got rid of all the lead work and stuff we'd done. It was fun, but God, it was hard work. And 99% of the time you don't need that, but if you have filled anything in, then it's the way to use.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going for super shiny car and things like that, then obviously you want to make sure it's blemish free, don't you?
Yeah, and that's why we say they should be sandable, because if a primer's not sandable, it's useless. Because you will put that primer coat down, and you will suddenly realise there's a seam line that you haven't filled properly, and it's really obvious, and you can't now sand it off because you've got some crappy primer that just peels away, and you're like, oh. The other thing is, of course, if it's not sandable, then when you do sand it, you'll get a rough edge between the primer and the bare plastic, and when you prime over it again, you'll have a visible rough edge.
Yeah, not sandable, as in meaning that when you rub a sandpaper sanding stick over it, it peels off.
Yeah,
or you put some masking tape on the top and it'll peel off. So
yeah. It's all about smooth. If I sand some primer away and then reprime it and paint it, if that primer's got jaggedy edges where it's just not faded and sanded, you're going to see that through the paint, especially on a glossy model. So you need to be able to feather it out and sand it. So just make sure it's sandable. We always direct people to Ultimate Modeling Products and Badger Steinau Res.
One shot
primer. Yep, those three you can't go wrong. Lack of primers, you've got the Alclad primers. They're really good. But I just steer with those three: Ammo, UMP, or Badger. They're all the same primer, and they're just brilliant.
Yeah. So
you literally can't go wrong. You really just do slap it on, don't you, Ted?
Yeah, you just slap it on,
and it works.
Yep. Yep. In the latest Falcon video, I actually explained that you have to be a special kind of special to mess up the UMP or Ammo primers. You'd have to literally pour it on from the bottle to get it.
Yeah, it'd probably still work.
It probably still look great.
Once you started using them, they are your go-to primers, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, there are other good primers out there, but why would you not go for the one that's absolutely no effort whatsoever to use?
Yeah.
So Anders says, I love this. Learn something new every time.
Yeah, exactly.
And Model Making Mayhem said, it's like school, but more fun.
Russell Williamson says, or on a Revell kit, you'll prime it and sand it about 8 times.
Yeah.
Some, yeah.
Until all that's left is the primer.
Yeah, good. Where else are we up to?
Shall we do a thing? Are we going to do a thing at some point? What thing are we going to do?
Are we, hang on, have we got to get all them girls from the other end of the loft?
I don't know. I just thought it might be nice to do a thing at some point tonight.
We're not doing a musical number again, are we? I think we learned our lesson the last time.
What do you want me to fetch the girls now, or?
Yeah, I think we had that cease and desist and restraining order the last time we sung, didn't we?
Yeah. Also, P-Mate may have spilled his beverage.
Yeah.
The last time we did singing, Pete-Mate's wallet was twitching, and he doesn't like it when his wallet twitches. He doesn't like that sensation. It's like having an achy tooth. It's not right. Are we doing my thing then?
Yeah.
We could do your thing, or we could do the other thing.
Zadster says, "Oh my God, a thing!
A thing.
A thing.
Do we do your thing, Carl, or should we do my thing? Do you want to do your thing?
You just have to excuse me a little bit because they've even lost me. I don't know what they're on about.
Tell you what, why don't I do my thing first, and then we can do your thing?
Do my thing if you want me to do my thing, and it might lead on to your thing quite nice.
I'm thinking, if we do your thing after mine, because people have to stick around for your thing.
Yeah, I know.
Just let me know who's doing the thing first, because I'll click that button.
It might confuse people if they think they're going to get my thing for doing your thing.
And if I do my thing now, that means Mama Fox goes and makes herself a brew because she gets bored when I do the thing that I'm about to do.
Yeah. Let Mummy Fox have a.
I think we should tell Mama Fox to go put the kettle on then.
Yeah, Mama Fox, I'd say go and do the washing up, but I've done it, so
Yeah.
go start watching Lewis or something. Go on, I'll do my bit then.
I'll click on Fox then. I'll leave it clicked on Fox, then I'll just have
Ostrich
it out.
9000 says, show us your things.
Just call it Ostrich 9000. Just call it Ostrich 9000. Osric, I'm afraid you now have to change your name to Ostrich 9000. Because
Ostrich, yeah. I promise it's water.
Yeah, what you can't.
You're not ready with your thing, are you?
It's actually Jim, but he's got like 12 cups down under where the camera is.
Yeah, you think it's the same cup. This is cup number 3. Look.
Mama Fox has just shouted she's going to go and make a brew.
Yeah. I just clicked on Fox ages ago because I thought he was ready with his thing, but he's not ready.
It's time for what's in store. You thought I froze.
What's in store?
What's in store?
What's behind the door? Right.
What is in
I
store?
should the screen and probably mess it up.
I'd play a tune, but my phone's gone flat.
Oh yeah, your phone's gone flat. If you drop something on it, now look at that. We've got it's asleep. Shall I wake it up? Because it's sleeping.
Can't get the staff.
It's sleeping. I've got it sleeping so my computer doesn't explode. We're doing a what? Now, as is, if you've not seen one of these before, because we've not done one for a while, the whole point of what's in store is these are things that are in store that you can buy with your monies. There is a theme. And what we want you to do, those of you who are in chat, we want you to guess the theme. Don't put it in chat yet, but guess the theme. And then when we finish, I come back and say everything's done. I'll say go. And then the first person to get the theme correct wins. What do they win, Ted?
Nothing.
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 Yes. Absolutely nothing at all. But
Nothing at all. Look what you could have won.
Yeah, you could have won a lot of things, but you're not going to. What we're going to be doing from now on, remember how we used to give a mug away when we had the theme? We're going to start doing that again. But only on the weeks when we're not doing the thing that Colin's going to do in a bit. This is far too much mystery. We just really made a mess this week.
It's really going well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You say mystery, but what it really means is we've forgotten what's going on.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to be doing the giveaways for the mugs every other week. So this week is not a mug. You just win absolutely flip all, basically, but you get the honour of being the first person to guess our theme. So don't put the thing in chat.
Yeah, this overlay is very messy. I'll tidy that up. I don't know why it's horrible.
I'll send you another one.
It says squeaky patches and stuff in it and things. So yes.
Have you changed it or something, or fiddled with it?
I don't think so, but we haven't really been showing a white screen behind everybody before now.
It's very weird because it should be a nice clean PNG file, but
it really isn't. It's got
We'll figure
Yeah.
it out. Send me the PSDs and I'll have a look. Anyway, right, yes, shut up. So I'll wake up this tab. We're doing a theme, so don't put the theme in chat until I tell you at the end what the theme is. And there is a red herring.
Yeah, I haven't seen what's in store tonight, so I can guess as well.
Yes.
She's got his suspenders on.
Moist. So the first thing we're going to do. Do you like the way the little thing woke up when I clicked on it?
Yeah, it looked all surprised then, didn't it?
The first thing we have is the Ding Hao Hobby 135th Boosing NAG L4500S, stupid name, with EMC C mines and bonus resin figure. I've never heard of Ding Hao Hobby. I don't know why I clicked on that. Why did I didn't want to click on that. I didn't want it to. There you go. You can see that. Oh, well, we'll do it that way then. It's a truck with some sea mines and a swarthy captain type dude.
Yeah, a U-boat captain.
Yes, I love the look of that though.
Is that shark mouth decals?
No, that's just the logo. The company has a shark mouth for a logo, so I think it's very important. That
It's approved.
Yeah, it's approved base. And look at that, they've got an eModels logo on the back of the truck.
Are you deliberately showing it so it's all dodgy and only filling half the screen and stuff?
No, that's the way it pops up on the screen. So there you go. It is the Ding Hao Hobby. I love the truck because it's not your bog standard Opel Blitz. It's more primitive and I like it. It's got a naval chat with. There's no information. You can see I'm winging it because there's no information. But that looks like it looks like an old Lindbergh figure, doesn't it? No, not Lindbergh. Who's that company that doesn't exist anymore that made all the resin figures?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Something Vindenberg. No,
I was going to say Vindaloo, but it's not.
It has a Verlinden look to it. Anyway, it's a truck.
Yeah, Verlinden, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a truck with a bonus resin dude. And it's an unusual subject because I've never seen that kind of truck before. So there you go.
Zedster says, imagine driving behind that truck when the string breaks.
Oh yeah, with the sea miles in the back. That's something you want to experience. So there you go. If you've got a 135th, if you've got 135th sort of dockyard diorama or something like that, World War II German dockyard diorama, very niche specific thing there. This might fit with it quite nicely, or you could build one around this. What you could do is you could not make the truck, but you could use those two mines and that sea captain and recreate an entire Dad's Army episode diorama.
Don't tell him, Pike.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that one. So it's the Ding Hao Hobby 135 at the Bursing NAG L4500S with EMC C mines and bonus resin figure. What's next? Next we have.
It's asleep again.
The MPC 125th Tiger Shark Show Rod. This is another one of the MPC re-releases where they take a really, really old classic kit. I think they're always cars, classic car kit, and they basically retool it and re-release it. I think they retool it, but they re-release it in a big fat box, and it's 120. You can tell it's old because it's 125th.
Shiny car. Yeah, or you can Mad Max it.
Yeah, that to me has a look of the old Mako, but a little bit customised.
I'm just thinking 80s cop show, American cop show.
70s.
I'm just thinking Hot Wheels racetrack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's more 70s than 80s. That's late 60s, early 70s. That is. Modelmaking Mayhem says Sarge.
Yeah, Sergeant Bones just turned up. He said, I knew I forgot something.
So yeah, the MPC 125th Tiger Shark. It's an old kit. It will be interesting. Those kind of old kits, they're kind of strange because they're not like modern kits in a lot of ways, but they can be quite good. So it'd be an interesting build for you if you're used to making modern car kits.
Ian M.G. Thompson says, "Oh yeah, hook me up with that Tiger Shark.
Yeah.
Slap it in your basket."
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Don't forget the things that we show in what's in store. We don't know because we don't work for eModels. We don't know how many they've got in stock. They might have one. They might have a billion of them. So if any of these do tickle your fancy, don't assume that it'll be there by the end of the show. We do find that by the time we finish the show, eModels tell us they can sell loads of them. They get loads of orders coming through for the things we show. So if you do want one of these, what do they have to do, Ted?
Slap it in your basket.
And don't forget,
it's not yours till you check it out.
Yeah, so if you put it in your basket and they've got one in stock, and then while you wait to the end of the show, somebody else comes along and buys it, you're SOL, you've lost it. So if you really want something that we show, get it in your basket and check it out. If it means you have to place 4 orders throughout the course of the show, so be it. That's all goodness. They'll lump them all together for you. So there you go, Tag Shark. Next up, we have a returning classic. Are we ready? This is kind of relevant to recent events.
Paul Line says, "What's the third item we all have to buy? The waiting is too much."
Item number 3, please.
Please, is... Yes.
A tooth.
The Lindbergh 8
Tooth.
It's 8-to-1 scale human tooth. I put this in as a silly thing because I had a tooth out last week, and so it's relevant to my interests. Yes, it's the human tooth. They sold out of this. Last time we showed this, they sold out of it. And I can't quite believe they've actually got more in stock, but they have. So there you go. Backed by popular demand is the Lindbergh 8-to-1 scale. 8-to-1 scale human tooth. It's not often you see the scale the other way around.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
It's a big tooth, isn't it?
8 times bigger than your normal tooth.
Yeah. Just think, if you got toothache, you could take this to your dentist with you and point to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to say anything. You just point to this tooth.
And then you come back with all your molars taken out, but the toothache was in your incisor, and you're like, oh, darn it.
Imogen Young says, "Me want the tooth."
Now, I didn't know this. When I had a tooth out last week, they took the tooth out, and instantly there was no pain at all, nothing. And I had no problems with it. It's not ached, it's not been sore at all. So I took the tooth out. And I didn't know this, but when they take a tooth out, the reason it stops aching is because the nerve is in the tooth.
Oh, yeah, they killed a nerve, didn't they?
There's nothing actually in the jaw to tell it. So I was like, I didn't know that. Because the moment she took the tooth out, I'm like, no discomfort. And she said, you might be sore for a few days. And I'm like, no, fine. No. So there you go. So an 8-to-1 scale human tooth. It's got a hinge. You don't actually have hinges on your real teeth, just so you know.
Oh.
But Lindbergh, known for doing lots of medical models. So I've seen it built. It's just silly. It's a nice big silly tooth, basically. So remember, that's the third one in the thing. And you know what they say about the third one?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Emma is a dental nurse, isn't she?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Emma, you could build one of these and take it to work and impress the boss.
Yeah.
Maybe not. What do you do by day? I'm a dental nurse. What do you do in the evening? I make teeth. Yes, don't forget though, it's the third one we've listed, and the rule is that whatever the third one is, that's the one you have to buy.
Yeah.
So there you go. The human tooth. We had to show it. Next up, we have.
What number tooth would this be in the mouth, by the way? Emma might be able to tell us what number tooth it might be.
I can't go back, Ted. I don't know.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
The thing full screen. I don't know how to go backwards. Next up, we have the ICM 132nd Gloucester Sea Gladiator Mark II World War II British naval fighter.
A string bag.
String bag. I've never seen this specific plane before, and I also wasn't aware that ICM did a lot of plane kits. Now, we have featured ICM kits before. We seem to feature one every time, and they do a lot of niche kits and a lot of things like World War I vehicles and stuff, and they do seem to do really good kits. And I've heard a lot of feedback that the figures that comes with kits are really, really nice. So I would expect that to be quite a nice kit. It's 132nd, so it's going to be nice and hefty. And it's only 40 quid. 40 quid for a big, fat biplane. Get yourself some either Easy Line or some of the Ammo by MiG rigging for the wiring on the wings, and that'll look mint. That will. How big would that be? That'd be about a foot long, I reckon. That.
Yeah.
Something like that, possibly. Anybody can chip in anytime they want.
Yeah, I'll try to look past my camera. So what 35th scale? Yeah, it's going to be quite.
I can't get a bigger version of the picture, unfortunately.
Just going back to the last product, by the way, the tooth. Emma Jane says it looks like a molar, and she is going to do it.
Oh, cool.
But then she retracted it, so maybe she's not.
Well, it did look like a molar. I knew that. But whether it's first or second, or I don't know. The only word in my brain now is bicuspid. I don't even know what that means. It's only dental term I know. Bicuspid. Ow. And you feel that as well.
Isn't the Gloucester Gladiator the one that all the Spitfire pilots learnt to fly in? Isn't that the one that Douglas Bader crashed?
I don't know, because it's a naval fighter they list it as. But was it exclusively a naval plane, or was it? I mean, is that?
No, I don't think it was exclusive a naval one.
No, they might have used it as a trainer.
Yeah, the Gladiators. I'm sure that's what Bader crashed when he was doing air displays and things. Yeah, somebody in chat will know.
Phil Lewis says the swordfish was nicknamed the string bag.
Right.
Jamie Bowen says they thought the string bag was the swordfish. Tim Young says he's got a Sea Gladiator in 144. I guess the Sea Gladiator, it wasn't a land plane, it was a sea plane. Was it launched off catapults, or was it launched off an aircraft carrier then, I guess?
Yeah. Paul Lyons was saying it was a Tiger Moth.
Tiger Moth.
Oh, Emma Jane says, sorry, I didn't know I could delete messages. I'm definitely going to do it.
Great work over Malta in World War II. Yeah, cool. So yeah, it's 1/32, and it's not often you see biplanes in that kind of scale. So if you, I still say I will at some point do a biplane, but if you're into biplanes and you want to get a nice big one, grab that one. It's only 40 quid. 40 quid for a big fat biplane. You can have a lot of all the rigging on it. That's nothing, is it? 40 quid. That's
for a 30-second. That's good value. That.
Yeah, I mean 40 quid like a Tamiya tank. So yeah, have a laugh with that. Next we have the Trumpeter 1/200 scale Bismarck.
Oh shit!
Ted likes big boats, and he cannot lie.
What scale's that?
1/200. Same as your testicles.
That's going to be huge.
Is that your next build? Is it, Ted?
Oh,
No.
it's good technology though, because it's 3G, not 4G or 5G. So
Yeah, Pete mate sitting there going, it would look nice.
Yeah, that's going to be over. That's going to be well over. It's going to be about 4 feet long, a meter and something.
Well, the thing is, you can guarantee when they have an expensive kit for sale, they put some blurb down. They don't just say the title of the kit. It says scale 1/200 item static kit, brief length 1,265 millimeters length.
Yeah, it's over a meter.
Is 181. So it's 26 centimeters. Somebody want to work that out in feet and inches and yards and cups and things. 126 centimeters long and 18 centimeters wide. Let me see how big that is. 18 centimeter beam.
That's a big one.
It is.
18 centimetres is like a foot and a half.
That's 18 cent. You can't see it on my screen really, but it's about as wide as my hand, from the heel of my hand to the tip of my longest finger.
Yeah,
Hand wide.
yeah, and as Sergeant Bose says, trumpeter kits always come with proper photo etch as well. So yeah, you won't go wrong if you fancy a big boat and you fancy this one. It's gonna be a monster.
Total parts 1,700 plus. And I don't know why they don't just say how many, because they know how many parts there are. Metal parts include anchor chain, propeller shaft, photo etch parts, 13 parts, no film or resin, 45 sprues, hull, decks, and superstructure. One piece hull. That's good. One piece hull made from 2 directional slide molds. The deck is a single piece.
Oh, right. Oh, that's
She
was a sort of flush deck. Yeah, she was flush deck.
There's 4 sprues for the 4 AR-196 planes. I assume they're the planes. 13 pieces of photo etch for frets for handrails, ladders, radar parts. So there's 13 pieces of photo etch. There's probably like 1,000 components though in that photo etch.
Yeah, they don't mess about when they put in photo etch together, trumpeter.
Yeah, and a full structure main gun turret with 2 metal gun barrel. So that we always like to show at least one premium kit, and obviously 299 quid. This is one of those kits. Now you might think that's a lot of money, but 1,700 parts plus, you're getting like, what's that?
45 sprues. Yeah.
You're getting like 44 Tamiya tank kits.
Yeah, that's
These kind of kits, they're always worth the money. But look at that. So if you do like your big boats, but you're maybe not quite ready to go for Ted's Titanic just yet, why not? Get yourself all moist and ready with a nice 200 scale Bismarck.
Yes.
And I'm sure all the people watching could do a much better paint job than that, because that's a nice paint job, but it's kind of boring and lifeless. I think all of you guys could do a much better paint job than that.
Yeah, she was in a couple of colour paint schemes throughout her life, and one of them, I can't remember which episode of her life that paint scheme was in.
Not that it was a long life, but it was a life.
Yeah.
So the 1/200 scale Bismarck 1941 version. Yeah, if you've been looking for a treat kit to treat yourself, that's it.
Yeah. Carl says, "OMG, I'm getting it."
Yeah, do it. Now remember, we don't know how many of these they have in stock. So if you do want one of these, don't assume that there'll still be one there by the end of the show. If you want one, get it now.
Slap it in your basket.
one of those. It's going to be on someone's Grail kit list, isn't it?
Because don't forget, of course, this is going to be a massive box. They won't have a lot of these on the shelf. So
Yeah, they're not going to have lots of them because they haven't got room for lots of them.
they got a lot of the Titanic kits, and they had to build an extra car park. Taljin Bone says it is worth it.
Yeah. Just going back to the Gladiator that we had before, Phil Lewis says Bard had lost his legs when he crashed in a Bristol Bulldog shortly after the squadron converted from glass to Gamecocks. I thought it was Gloucester's written there somewhere, but that's it. Thanks for clearing that up.
Eric Graham says, I can see what Lewis is doing next. And Sprue Glue Addict says, big ship, little ship, cardboard box. Next up, we have a bit cheaper. Hasegawa 172nd manned research submersible Shinkai 6500 seabed diorama set. Now, this is unusual because it's all in Japanese. But diorama set, it's kind of adorable because you get basically, I can't zoom in on it. Oh, I can a bit. You get the submersible itself. It looks. I know a lot of people like building these kind of like submersibles and the ROVs and stuff. So you get the nice little submersible, plus you get these sort of wonderful cutouts of what I can tell. That looks like, I don't know if can you see my mouse on the screen?
Yeah.
It looks like that's a goblin shark at the top, possibly. That looks like a giant squid. That looks like a gulper, but it's far too big to be a gulper. So I don't quite know what that is, and of course I don't speak Japanese.
Is there not a big octopus like from a voyage to the bottom of the sea to fight with?
That was the theme tune, wasn't it, from Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea? There are some other features there, but I can't read Japanese. But yeah, it's a charming little thing because you get the lovely little kit, and you could just get that in most kits, but they give you this little sort of card, not really a diorama, it's a display thing.
It's like a backdrop, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of just, you're not buying it for that. It's nice though, and if you read Japanese, even better. So yeah, that's quite adorable. But yeah, a lot of people do like things like the submersibles and the Alvins and things like that. So snap it up. Nice little fun. Not exactly a complicated paint job. It's white with a couple of orange bits.
Yeah, Sergeant Boards has come up with an idea. You could buy the Bismarck and you could buy this submarine as well and then do a force perspective with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Phil Lewis says, can you see the Dumbo squid? Yeah, there. I love Dumbo squid. They're so adorable. And I have to say, last summer I had a great time because I was watching, I think it's the NOAA Deep Oceans Research Vessel. They did live streams from like the bottom of the Mariana Trench, and for like 2 weeks I was just watching these live streams as they were exploring and charting. And they had one of the scientists who had the most adorable voice, and she has a thing for sponges. And they're looking at this whale carcass. All these creatures are eating this dead whale on the seafloor, and they're all like geeking out over this whale on the seafloor. And she says, yeah, but guys, sponges. Go to the sponges. They're far more interesting. She was so obsessed with sponges. So yes, it is the Hasegawa 172nd Man Research Submersible Shinkai 6500. And that looks quite adorable, that little brown thing. I don't know what that is. It's not a gulper. I don't know what it is. And then next up we have the Italeri, the last one, I think. The Italeri 148 Sikorsky H-34G UH-34J Seahorse USN German Sea Search and Rescue. We might have shown this one before, but I wanted to show this one because it's massive. I mean, 148 scale Sikorsky. It's not going to be small.
That's a big helicopter.
It's a big chicken, isn't it? It's a big thing. Surprisingly, not a massive lot of sprues.
Yeah, helicopter with an H.
Helicopter.
With H.
There you go. It's got lots of photo etchy grill bits. Nice canopy parts. I'll see if it... I think it's probably got more sprues than that. It's not got like 3 sprues.
And it's got 4 rotors.
4 rotors with an H. Let's have a look. Does it give any information? It says fully upgraded molds. That's the important bit. Some old Italian kits, you don't want to go near those. Fully upgraded molds, a super decal sheet, coloured instruction sheet, photo etch included. So I'm just showing that because it's 30 quid, but it's a 148 scale. And then he said something unforgivable then. Big helicopter.
That ain't bad though, is it? Again, for the scale.
Yeah, because I mean, you could do all kind of things with that. You could do all kinds of dioramas and stuff with that. You could have the kind of thing where it's hovering over the water and blowing the water away, and you could get your mod going, get the prop blast. I know it's not, but
a nice little seascape or something like that.
You can actually get eModels sell those bases, don't they? And you can actually get a rotor wash seascape.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that.
Because it's 148 scale, of course, you could probably find somewhere aftermarket or other companies that make 148 figures that would suit this. like figures. There's probably
You could put the little winchman on his cable, and you could support the helicopter like that. You put the winch in the water.
Because we know Italeri don't actually do people very well. Same like Revell, they don't quite understand how the human body looks. So you could quite easily get some market figures for that. Look quite good. So for 30 quid, you can have a lot of fun with that for 30 quid.
Yeah. Dad said he likes that one.
Yeah, or you could even do it. Why not get yourself some resin and do it like it's crashed at the bottom of the sea, and you make a big block of resin with this in it, and you can colour it and creatures and you could use that little ROV in the distance like force perspective.
You could have the submarine and the Bismarck in the background.
If your spare room's big enough, just fill up the entire spare room with the resin, and you've got a massive ocean diorama people walk into. I'll stop now. Well, that's the Italeri 148 Sikorsky H-34G UH-34J Seahorse USN German Search and Rescue Helicopter. So I think that's everything. That's everything. So I'll recap quickly so you get the theme. We have the Dinghow Hobby 135 Bursing Nag L4500S with EMCC mines and bonus resin figure. We have the 125th Tiger Shark Show Rod from MPC, classic old kit, re-released. We have the Lindbergh 8:1 scale human tooth, which you all need to buy. You all need to get this, basically. Everybody should make this kit at some point.
We'd like to see that. When Emma makes it, send us a picture into eModels. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, and whoever does the best Warhammer conversion gets a mug. You can make it into an Orc Fortress. We have the 132nd Gloucester Sea Gladiator Mark II British Naval Fighter. We have the Trumpeter 1/200 scale Bismarck. You just don't pay your mortgage for a month, you'll be all right.
It's not that big a box that you can sneak it in.
Hasegawa 172nd Manned Research Submersible with adorable cutouts. That's just so cute. I still want to know what that is. And we have the 148 Sikorsky Seahorse USN and German Search and Rescue Hegelibopter. So there you go. That is the selection. I shall come back off me if you can unlock it from me, Christopher.
Yeah.
Well, we still want to be on you, don't we? Because you've got to tell them when to go.
I shall say, what is the theme for tonight?
And it's just fun.
Go. We'll ignore anybody that typed before now, and nobody has. So there you go.
Go.
I can type.
I think it was too tough for people.
Phil Lewis says it straight in with the right answer. Straight away says C.
I was thinking teeth, shark mouth, things like that, because
it was quite literally the C. Because you had let me go through.
What's the tooth got to do with C?
The red herring.
Red herring.
But then the herring goes in the sea. So you see what I mean?
I see what you did there.
And you see the thing is, Sikorsky is new because it's a seahorse and it's a seahorse.
Yeah. Normal service has resumed, isn't it?
Yep.
So well, Chris, you win absolutely
Nothing.
Big box of nothing.
Now
it's Ted's turn next week, isn't it?
Yeah, but Ted's turn next week, and next week there'll be a prize. Prize for you.
So no pressure, Ted.
So this week warm up.
Yeah, hang on a minute. Oh well, yeah, it's my turn. Oh well.
Because when I said in our little private chat earlier on, we're doing a what's in store tonight, and so Chris was like, "Well volunteered," and I'm like, "Okay." But then now Ted's thinking, "Crap, that means."
Well, it's alphabetical order, isn't it? Yeah. So after Foxx comes Ted.
No, but Edward becomes.
No, because you're Ted.
We're going down that road, are we?
The only person that calls you Edward, Ted, is the vicar and your mother.
It's Sundays.
Scaly Model says bought it. What did you get?
Did you buy the helicopter because it's almost red?
Bought which one?
He said he was. Yeah, he's going to buy the helicopter.
Or the big boat. Was it the big boat?
Yeah, the Jellybopter Helicopter, says Modelmaking Mayhem.
Oh, yeah, don't forget though, slap it in your basket, and it's not until you check it out, so get in there. We don't know how many they've got.
Yep. Well done, Dad.
Got one less now.
Yeah, so if any of them tickle your fancy, get them in your basket now and get them checked out straight up.
Yeah, there's one less helicopter.
Yeah.
There's one less. There may have only been one.
Yeah. And a tooth. Buy a tooth as well.
Peter Rogers says, how would you best weather the tooth with decay, etc.? Agrax Earthshade.
Well, yeah, you could do it with a bit of tooth decay, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could just.
I'm sure that's what Emma could do, couldn't she? She should be all knowledgeable about that sort of thing.
Absolutely, mate.
Tell you what, I have my tooth out. I've had to start using incidental brushes. I've never used them before. And when they said you've got to do this every day now, I'm like, okay. I was like, oh, it's a bit of pain in the bum. And I tell you what, incidental brushes, it's great. It's like you've got to stand there for 10 minutes and it's like, it's so relaxing. I just zone out. I'm having like happy thoughts while I'm doing it. It's like 10 minutes of happy quiet time. I'm loving it.
It's the first time he's used them on his teeth instead of his airbrush.
Well, the yard brush was getting a bit impractical, so.
Oh, bless you.
I'm like, ooh, incidental time. Whee!
Yeah, you can get the airbrush set from eModels. They've got some harder and Steinbeck airbrush sets, so you can have a really good clean with them.
I actually cleaned my airbrush nozzle with an incidental brush that my dad bought a load of incidental brushes like 25 years ago, and there's still like 5 of them left in the bathroom cabinet. So I've been using them on my airbrush for the last 5 years. They last for ages. If you want brushes to clean airbrush nozzles and things, get yourself some incidental brushes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, so has anybody else got any thoughts about what they're going to buy from what's in store tonight? Have we got that little grey matter twinkling now and thinking, oh, should I, shouldn't I? Yeah,
I guarantee there's at least 3 people out there trying to figure out how to get that big Bismarck and trying to couch the conversation with their significant other to get away.
Yeah, you could email eModels and ask them to send it out on a particular day so that when you know that your significant other out at work,
Of course.
Yeah.
There could be that situation where Mrs. Pete mate is saying to Pete, so how are you going to break it to Ted?
And don't forget, of course, if you want to, you could ask the guys at eModels just to write nothing expensive on the box. Nothing expensive.
Congratulations on winning this prize.
Yes, exactly. So if you did pick something up, if ever you do pick something up from the What's in Store, do let us know in chat. It's always nice to know. We often are told by the guys that, like, they say, yeah, we came in the next morning and there's like 12 orders for the human tooth, and we're like, what? Yeah. And when I did that half a horse, I think they had about 8 of them in stock.
Yeah.
Half a horse, and he said we came in the next day and that thing's been on the shelf for 3 years and suddenly we've sold all 8.
Well, I had it with Dora as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They got a Dora in.
Yeah. The Dora's long out of print, and occasionally they get one in stock. And the moment we show it on the show, they've sold it. You know,
because we have to remember, there's not just people in the chat. There's people sat in the background that don't come in chat. They're watching us, and if you are out there, do come along and say hello.
No, Ted, that's the government.
Right.
That's Echelon. That's something else.
Oh, is that Trump and his guys? Yeah, they're all watching, taking notes. But there are other people out there who might not be in chat to pinch things out of the store, pinch things out of your basket.
As Jamie Bone says, don't forget you get the e-reward points for everything you buy.
E-reward points.
Yeah. Everything you buy through the store right now earns you points, and those points will be on your. Make sure if you do buy something, by the way, make sure you've registered on the website and you're signed in, because whenever you order something, it'll put points on your account, and eventually you'll have enough points to put to. You can either put them towards something you're buying, or if you wait for long enough, you'll have enough points to just completely pay for a model. When I ordered these, I had enough points on my account that I just ordered these. They cost me about 7p because I just used all my points. I'm like, ching, there you go. That'll cost me. I paid a little bit of shipping and the 7p for these, and they're what, 25 quid or something. So yeah, it's always worth ordering all the stuff you need, because eventually I have enough points to get free stuff. And free stuff's brilliant.
Free stuff, yeah. And you can have as big a box as you want if it's free stuff.
Yeah. Cardboard says, does anyone actually ever build the Dora, or is it the same kit endlessly being sold on the internet?
Yeah, I think what it is, people buy it, it gets delivered, and they think, oh dear, what have I done?
What have I done? Or they see it does require some special like glues and stuff, because it's a very weird plastic. So they get it and go, yeah, I'm selling that back again. On that note, by the way, folks, don't forget we mentioned it last week. If you have been itching to pick up the Perfect Grey Millennium Falcon with the lighting kit and the decals and the photo etch, it is now in stock again. The one I'm building, there's 2 versions. There's the one with lighting, photo etch and decals, and there's the one that comes with stickers and no lighting and no photo etch. The one in stock is the one with lighting and photo etch. It is out of print. It is discontinued. Bandai are not making any more of that particular version with the decals and the photo etch. eModels have secured a number of them. They may have secured the entire UK supply, possibly, because they're still floating around out there, but they're no longer being produced. So eModels have got them in stock, but once they're out of stock, they probably might not. Well, they most likely would not ever have them again. So if you've been waiting to get one, pick one up. You want to go and get it now, because I don't know how many they have there, but they have a large percentage, if not all, of the ones available in the UK. So that were not already in the stores. So if you're looking to get one with the decals and the water slides, go and get it now. Get it while you can.
Well, we've had Anders has checked the store for us, and he says Dora is in stock.
Oh yes, that is it.
Yeah.
One thing. Ooh.
Yeah, and Model Making Mayhem is now browsing eModels.
Yes, that's what you need to do. In that case, yes. If the 1/35th scale Dora's in stock, that is long. I think they stopped making that in like 2012.
Yeah, they are unicorn tears and hen's teeth, aren't they now?
So
You could probably buy it from eModels and still make a killing on eBay.
So if you've been wanting to get that Dora for a long time, then yeah, again, that is one of those that they very occasionally find one they can sell, and that's why sometimes it comes without the shiny box on the outside. It's just a big brown box, because when I think the company Saw Art, they did a big run of them, and then they did like a second run, a smaller one, and they didn't have all the bells and whistles, like they didn't have the fancy packaging them, just like a box.
Yeah, good. That's it. Yeah, right. Anything else? That's the what's in store. So yes, we're back on track with what's in store. We'll do another one next week, and when apparently it's my turn.
Yeah, and there will be a prize.
So there will be a prize next week as well. So come along, bring a friend.
Yeah.
Your fastest typing finger.
Yes. Fastest finger wins.
Yeah, I knew a girl like that once.
Is it time for Colin's thing now?
Oh, Carl says
We've done Fox's thing. We've got Colin's thing.
quickly. Carl says he went to buy the 1/200 Bismarck, but he saw a 1/200 USS Yorktown, so I got that instead.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Cool.
Well,
You can buy them both.
There is that. That's another option.
That's a serious big boatage, mate.
Get all two, get all three, can include the Titanic as well. You'll be happy. You'll never leave the house for about a year, but
yeah, I've no more room in my loft for any more kits.
yeah.
Right, so we shall now go across to Colin's thing.
Yeah, we've got to do a thing, haven't we?
Colin, for the traffic
Colin's thing.
news.
Oh,
We have got a giveaway.
Giveaway.
It's a giveaway. Yeah.
giveaway time, giveaway time, giveaway time.
It's an idiot.
eModels giveaway, and eModels giveaway, and eModels giveaway.
Yeah.
giveaway.
By the way, just very quickly, Mama Fox, she was making a brew earlier on. She had an eModels mug, and she held it up and she went, "An eModels mug." He said, "I can't not think that now every time I pick up an eModel. If I don't pick one up to make a brew, it's like, an eModel."
Oh, sweet. Yeah, this week we got a giveaway, folks, and it is the 1/35th scale BMP1 Bazoomanin tank. I think that's right.
Sounds about right.
And I had a look at this earlier, and it does look a bit of a beastie, mate, judging by these pictures.
Mhm.
And it's trumpeter as well.
Trumpet can't be bad.
You've got various different camouflage schemes that you can
Oh, it's got a tiny little turret.
Yeah, it's got equal turret, but big boomstick.
Mm.
I think it's more like a. Is it more like a? What would you class it as? A self-propelled gun rather than actual.
Mate, I'm not an armour expert. I can imagine so, mate. I mean, for me, it's just big boomstick, isn't it?
Maybe it's more like a.
It looks like a troop carrier, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's also got a bit of photo etch in there as well for our photo etch lovers.
Yeah, go back one picture.
Go back one picture, mate. What, that one?
Yeah, they're the nacelles for the USS Reliant.
Oh, yeah.
They are, right? There's like, hang on, they're nacelles for the Reliant.
You never know.
What does BMP stand for? Is that big massive
Personnel.
something?
I've got no idea. There's a bit of photo
Big
etch.
massive pank.
Big, massive.
What have we got? BMP. Oh my God! Developed by the Ural.
It's a big, massive personnel carrier.
You did this
That
on
might be it,
purpose, didn't you? This is why you've done this one, Fox, is it?
I did actually wonder if you were going to read all the stuff before you volunteered to read this out. But...
Yeah, it's got loads of bump under there for you all to sit there and read amongst yourselves.
Actually, Paul Lyons does put in chat what the BMP stands for, and I'm not going to read it.
Boy, they, where's that gone? Machina Pecotti?
Voy a machine the big good.
Yeah, that's the very one.
Big
But
massive.
yeah,
Sprue and Glue says, big, massive probe.
It's a probus.
Probing.
So, yep, there you go, folks. That's the Trumpeter 135th BMP Bazumanin.
Yep. If you've never
How can people win this thing?
Yeah, we got to think of something now to...
For a giveaway, that's a pretty good giveaway. Actually.
Yeah,
It
if you've
is.
never built a Trumpeter armor kit before, they range from dead simple to super complex. I did the Striker. There's my build series of the Striker on here, and I think Tony did the Challenger. No, yeah.
Tony did the Tackham Chieftain, didn't he, in Berlin camo?
Yeah, so they range from insanely complex to from quite easy to insanely complex. This is kind of a medium one.
Yeah, it's got all the individual track links and all of that gubbins going on, so you've got a fair bit to be doing in there.
Yeah, Sergeant Bones recommends the Fruel tracks for it. So yeah, if you're really
yeah, Sergeant Bones does. Yeah, seriously recommend them. They are good tracks actually.
There'll be loads of aftermarket parts. The Friel tracks. The eModels do sell a lot of the metal track kits. So
yes.
Check out on the eModels store. But you can do that because you're paying for this. You'll be getting this free.
Absolutely. So, what are we going to get the viewers to ask then?
Should we ask them to come up with something that BMP stands for?
Yeah, think of something funny that BMP stands
Not rude, because it's
friendly.
a children's friendly channel.
Family friendly, the initials B, M, and P.
Yeah, especially if it relates to the tank. But yeah, it doesn't have to. But if BMP relates to the tank, it'd be even funnier.
Yeah, not in the chat here.
Yeah.
Wait till it's a video and then comment on that.
Comment on the video after we've put it up. And it is tracks. Someone was asking tracks or wheels, and there are tracks there. So is that tracks?
Well, it kind of has tracks on the artwork.
Yeah.
it being a tank-ish, sort of.
There you go. It's got both. It's got tracks and some wheels.
Yeah, Sergeant Brown says yes. There's a metal barrel and lots of gubbins you can get for it. The thing with Trumpeter stuff is Trumpeter's a lot of accessory kits, but there's a lot of aftermarket and third-party stuff for Trumpeter kits as well.
Absolutely.
Like bits and bobs. So they're kind of established brand for the armor. So there'll be loads of little extra stuff, or you could just get a load of like bags of Warhammer bits and Warhammer it.
Absolutely. So, folks, that's what you can win this week.
Yeah. So wait till we finish this show. It'll become a normal video on the eModels channel. Just give it 5-10 minutes after we finish, and then go and put a comment on the video and just say what you think BMP stands for. Keep it clear.
We have got a couple of people commenting already. Dave Cardboard says beats many panzers. Osric says bouncy marauding penguins, which I quite like.
Yeah, I like
and Anders says he will think of something in Swedish for Colin to read out.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Well, yeah, no, keep it family friendly and nothing politics or religious, obviously. Because I can think of quite a few that we wouldn't want to read out. Make sure you put it in the comments on the video, not in the chat though. Or make sure you put it in there as well, because otherwise they'll make that.
Yeah. Right. I think, well, on that note, we sort of bring the evening to a close as we get to the end of the show, and it's that time again. Right. So, same time, same place next week. We'll be back when it's my What's in Store.
Yay!
Yay!
That's because we call you Ted Wood. See?
I'll tell you what, one day Ted's going to do something, and it'll be all the silly things that I never got around to doing, and people will be like, wait, why? Now I've done the sensible one, Ted. You've got to do a silly one next week.
Yeah, I will think of something. I will think for all week of something.
It's got to be a difficult one as well, not one of these, easy ones.
Yeah.
No, I do the easy ones. You do the hard ones. Ted can do the funny ones.
Yeah. Yes.
The theme of this week is Wales.
So I shall have a whole week to think of a What's in Store, and then probably compile it 5 minutes before we go live.
Yeah. The theme for tonight is the first 5 things on the front page of what's.
The question being tonight, what's in store? What letter did I type into email?
Yeah.
What's the theme for tonight? 5 different Humbrol paint colours.
Yeah. Foxx will look at you just as we're going live. Don't you? What's in store, Ted?
Oh.
That's what I have to do.
Well, you see, well.
Right, we'll leave you to it, but thank you very much for joining us tonight, and thanks for coming along. Don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel and all the rest of it. But,
Really quickly, Ted, sorry, Eric Graham, bit of a. He says, "I'm off. Have a good night, all. Thanks again for the live streams, Colin, Chris, Dad, and Foxx."
Oh, yes. Right, I shall leave it to it. We'll see you all next week. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining eModels News Night. Thank you. Goodbye. Good night.
Good night, all.
Yes, me birds.
Play the music. I can't. The phone's flat.
You could hum it quietly before I press the button.